for your 7-year layoff?
Well, I was 3-0. I lost on ESPN up in Philly, and just crushed. I mean, you got to think. We get to the arena with Sugar Ray Leonard Promotions. Sugar Ray, we're all hugging, kissing, we're holding hands. I go out there, get the crap beat out of me, and they forget me at the arena. Like, literally, within 2 hours, I'm hanging out with Lou DiBella, Eric Botcher. I mean, like, these are major players in the sport. And, I lose a unanimous decision up in Philly, and they forget me at the arena. So, I think ultimately I was just devastated. Mentally, I wasn't prepared for that.
In the distance on a big card like that and losing on the decision, I wouldn't take that from nobody. I wouldn't forget about you. I mean, on a Sugar Ray card in Jersey, or was it in Philly, right?
It was at the new Spectrum, I guess, which was the United Artists Center, or I don't know what it's called now. It's where the Sixers play.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling to me. I mean, obviously you drew a crowd up there, and I mean, of course you weren't the main event, but you went the distance, and man, that's mind-boggling for me in the sport. But I mean,
and that just goes to show. Like, I'm gonna tell you, Mike, this sport is so unforgiving. Like, 1 minute, like, if you win, everybody is like, it's a sport, and I think that's why a lot of people do it. To win, the feeling you get, there's no other feeling. Like, I mean, it's just amazing. But when you lose, it's a feeling that it's one of the worst feelings because, you're embarrassed. People, it's just, there's so many different aspects of that side of the game that are not good,
Would you compare that to 15 minutes of fame or something else?
I wouldn't even say it's 15 minutes of fame. I mean, you think you win, you get about 30 seconds of the limelight, and then it's back to the grind. But that 30 seconds, it's amazing. It's a feeling that's second to none. Like when I knocked Keith Gross out at the Patriot Cener, I mean, for that night, everybody's taking pictures, we're handing autographs out. Like, it was like, I can't imagine what it would be like to be like a superstar, to have to live that life all the time. But it's a good feeling. I mean, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Right.
So, that was one of the reasons why I had to lay off. And I mean, my life was going in a different direction. I had to, just had a baby, had to, get a real 9 to 5, because obviously boxing wasn't, gonna buy Pampers or formula.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I mean, ultimately, I mean, that's. I mean, boxing, to get to that level to where you make that type of money, very few people do it. It's like a small handful.
Yeah, like John was just saying, if you keep knocking people out, things are gonna change quick for you.
Yeah, I hope so. Ultimately, I think that's what I think. I mean, I think ultimately I need to keep winning impressively, like I was saying earlier. I mean, this is like every fight at this point is a do or die fight for me. And if I can't beat the Lawrence Joneses of this world, and that's taking nothing away from Lawrence Jones, because I think this is going to be a tough fight. Everybody else is telling me, telling me this, telling me that, but in my heart, I'm coming prepared to, for a real fight. I train like I'm training for a world championship. And I think, that's how I need to be on every fight to keep the ball rolling to bigger and better things, of course. And I'm just excited to be on Jimmy Lang's undercard. I've known Jimmy Lang. I sparred with Jimmy Lang in the amateurs. I fought Chop Chop in the amateurs. I mean, a lot of these people I know.
I actually grew up with Jimmy also in Arlington. His dad used to drive us around in his plumbing truck to football games.
Wow.
Yeah, Jimmy and I go back a ways too. We're supposed to have a talk with him tonight, but he's down at the Nationals game trading manager cards with each other. So we're gonna have to set something up either later or get with him after the fight or something like that. But yeah, Jimmy and I go. I was gonna bring a picture of him and I on the football team together, but I'll save that for when I get to spoil him.
Right. He's hanging out with the higher ups. I mean, you get me tonight. Now, hopefully, I'm giving you a good interview.
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah, but no, I think the Langs just being on this card and just what they've done in this DMV area has been amazing. You take a guy. I mean, this is not a boxing area. This is not like Philadelphia or New York or places like that are like big time boxing areas. I think for him to draw 5,000 to 8,000, whatever it is that he draws at the Patriot Cener is amazing. I mean, there's nobody else in this area that's doing that. Maybe Fernando Guerrero, but I mean, Jimmy has been consistent. And he can fight. Jimmy Lang is a tough guy. People like Jimmy too, and I think just like I said, I think it's an honor for me to be on this card. And I'm excited that they brought me back.
As they should, because like I said, the Keith Rose fight was when you caught him with that left hook and sent that mouthpiece out to no man's land. I was worried for myself. If I didn't want to get splattered with blood or anything.
That was almost as bad as the time that Rashad Wood slammed what's his name from Lloyd Irvin.
Oh, at the UWC.
At UWC.
Yeah.
So what's your prediction for your fight?
My prediction is it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a great fight, and I think both of us are going to be there to win. And I think the better man's going to win, and I think I'm in a good spot, and I'm ready to go. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be a phenomenal fight while it lasts.
All right.
And you got to think, this is the lightest I've been in years. I mean, I'm coming in, I think the weight's 55 plus 1. I'm on weight already.
Yeah.
So in my last fight, I was 67.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm in shape. I feel strong. I mean, I feel good. I feel great, Let me ask you a question. What's your prediction?
I was just about to get to that. My prediction, and because I've seen you fight, and I've worked with Lawrence myself, is that I'm giving this the fight of the night tag right here. You two. And
okay.
It's because I've seen your power. I've seen a couple of your fights on YouTube, and I know Lawrence. So it's going to be, to me, I think this is going to be the fight of the night because both you guys want to win. Like you said earlier, every fight, you fight like it's your last fight. You're fighting for a reason. It's not because you're making millions no matter what. It's because you both want to get to that next level. You both are hungry, and that drives fight for me. Some of the other fighters on the card, they're hungry also, but they might be fighting an opponent who is, a stepping stool pretty much. I'm not going to say any names, but there's some people that are fluffing the record. So I got you both want to go to the next level, and this being the fight of the night, personally.
That was a political answer right there. That was nice. I think it's going to be a good fight too. But ultimately, just like I said, I think I'm ready to go, and I'm definitely on a mission, for bigger and better things. And I think this is just one step in that direction forward.
Right. John and I have both fought, and, I mean, although I spar about 40 rounds a week now, I've had 2 fights. Well, one that I lost, and the other one didn't count for anything. And I don't see myself like you guys getting in the ring, every 3 months, every 6 months. It's not for me. I found that out the hard way, waking up with headaches. It's not for me. I love doing it. Don't get me wrong. But you guys are definitely the next level, and you're there for a reason.
I mean, it takes different type of person, a completely different mentality. Like you said, to go to work, to get up and train, especially when you don't want to, It's all about the love. If you love something, you just go out there and do it.
Right. Now, I think that more than anything, I think, is what drives me. Just because I love the sport, I love every aspect of the game, whether it's, just like I said, matchmaking, amateurs, pros. I mean, I think boxing is just a great sport. MMA, any type of combat sport in general, I like.
Yeah.
So, and just like I said, what better than to fight at the Patriot Cener on a big, that's